Hello. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Tonight we're going to do a little bit of kind of work, I hope, a good work, and maybe just kind of bouncing some ideas, some words, some scripts. I did do the Network Marketing Pro, one of his smaller courses that Eric Worre did, and he asked if I wanted to purchase one of these little scripts, recruiting scripts, and I purchased it, and then I filed it, and I completely forgot about it. So as I was cleaning up my computer, I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot all about this. I started reading through it and I thought, oh, okay, this is something that needs to be shared tonight. So, and you know what? What I like about it is there's different styles and there's different ways. And I went go to the grocery store today and I literally I was in line paying for my groceries, and the same girl that I met the last time I was there, I just looked at her and I said, do you live near here? And she said, yeah, just around the corner. I said, how long have you worked here? She said, 7 years. I said, oh my gosh. So I've been coming to Garden Foods for like years, and I've only seen you a couple of times. And she's like, oh no, I've been here a long, long time. I said, oh, I said, this is a perfect time to come, like at 4 o'clock when people are coming home from work and rushing home to make dinner. There's nobody here. Because every time I went in when it was busy, I could never talk to her. So, anyways, I said, do you like the wellness industry? She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, do you like health and wellness? She goes, yeah. And I said, would you be open to looking at a business opportunity? I'm actually looking, for people to join my team, and I think you'd be awesome. She goes, oh, I'd like to know more. So she gave me her phone number. So we'll see if she comes tonight. But after reading this script from Eric, it just made me more, I guess, more bold and just not afraid, just to ask, right? Because what's the worst she could have done? She could have said no, right? So anyways, I was having fun doing that today. So let's start. Oops, now how am I going to do this so it doesn't go crazy on me? Hang on. Will it go like this? No, I guess I have to. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to do this without it going so fast.
Maybe use the arrow keys.
Yeah,
Or up and
arrow.
down
Which arrow keys? Hang on.
on your keyboard. The up page and
Yeah.
down page.
Oh, here we go. That's why it wasn't going. Yes, thank you, my dear. Okay, I was pressing the wrong one. Okay, thank you. So I have to say, he called this the hottest recruiting scripts in network marketing, and totally awesome scripts. And when you're looking at your different people that you're talking to, you're going to have a hot market, right? Are people that who know you very well, your family, close friends. These people are in your life, um, who know your hopes and dreams, and who will not allow you to pretend that you're anything other than what you are. They love you, they care about you, and sometimes they can be the hardest on you, right? So sometimes your hot market isn't the market that's going to work for you. It depends on the support, right, that you have from your family. So I think it really depends on the relationship that you have. So just remember that. So if you're feeling that, oh, I don't want to go to my family or my friends, well, then there is a warm market and there's a cold market. And those are the markets that, when you're looking at your warm market, these are people that you might know on a peer level, or you have some level of rapport with. And these are people you are friendly with, but you are not super close with. Okay. And then there's a cold market, like today, me meeting this girl at the grocery store, right? And they don't know you well. They may be people that know of you. They know, but you will never really engaged. So you never really had like a lot of conversation, or they may be people that you've connected with on social media. But they're not people who really know, who you really know. Sorry. And this category also includes the huge group of people you haven't met yet, right? There's a lot of people out there. Okay. So it's really important that you understand these three different markets as you prepare your invitation script for each person on your prospect list. So as you're prospecting, you're adding people to your list of names. I think these are the three categories that you can have start writing that your list of names as you're meeting and connecting with people. Okay. Now, this is cool because be in a hurry, right? Compliment your prospect. And that's what I did today with this lady, at the cash. I told her I'd love to have her on my team. She actually had a really, really nice smile and always had really nice, like her makeup was all done nicely. And I asked her if she had kids, and she said she had two children. One just finished high school. Sorry, just finished grade school, going into high school, and she's going to Duane school. I said, wow, your daughter's going to be going to my sister's son's school too. That's kind of cool. So anyways, we're just trying to get on her island. And anyways, so I made the invitation, right? And I said, if I was to send you a link, would you be able to come on tonight at 8 o'clock on a Zoom? She said, yeah. And then she gave me her cell number right away. Okay. And then as soon as she finished work at 5, she goes, I get off work at 5. So I sent her the Zoom link and I said, text me if you got the link. Okay. And she said, oh, I didn't get the email yet. I said, check your spam just in case. She confirmed, got it. Thank you. I'll be on 8 o'clock. Right. So I confirmed her commitment to coming. Now, if she wasn't able to get on that call or tonight, right? I would have tried to get a time commitment, maybe for a phone call, maybe schedule a call with her, right? So it's really important that when you're scheduling these appointments, don't linger, don't talk forever, right? Go get right to the point and say, listen, I'm in a real hurry. Do you think you can give me your number and I'll text you the link? Or do you think are you okay to give me your cell number and we'll follow up and touch base and maybe we can schedule a time where we can talk, right? Generate some curiosity and some excitement when you're inviting. So being in a hurry. So, oops, I didn't listen to. Well, there it is. Okay. So, here are some scripts. Some in a hurry script examples. So for your warm market prospects, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important I reach you, right? I have a million things going on, but I'm glad I caught you. Okay. I'm running out the door, but I needed to talk to you really quick. Right. So just so they know that the conversation is going to be quick and that you're not going to be keeping them on the phone forever. Okay. For your colder markets, now isn't the time to get into this. And I have to go, but, right? So, but however the conversation went, I have to run, but would you be open to, right? So get the message, set the tone with some urgency. Get them excited and curious, like, what do you want to talk to me about? Right? Okay. And then there's some compliment scripts. I really enjoyed reading some of these with your warm markets. You've been wildly successful and I've always respected the way you've done business. Right? We know people that have been very successful and that run incredible businesses. Compliment them. You've always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. Right? This is always a great to use with your hot market of family and close friends. Right? Hey, you know what? You've always supported me, and I really, really appreciate you supporting me all these years. Okay. Hang on a second. My mom is having a hard time getting on her doctor's appointment.
How do I increase the sound?
Oh, sorry, guys. Hang on. Joan, would you mind reading some of the other scripts as I help my mom here?
Let's see if I can see. Oh, there we go. Is it bigger for you guys too?
That's small. I can't even see them.
Oh, I increased it for me on my side. Okay, where did you read? I wasn't.
She's not on yet.
No, see them.
Oh, Mom, but it started already. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. Did you want me to continue? Or
Okay, yeah, no, go ahead. I didn't realize, sorry. My mom has a video doctor's appointment and it's not for another 20 minutes. She couldn't figure out why she couldn't hear. Well, that's why, because it hasn't started yet, mama. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so where did I leave off here?
Second
You're one of
line.
the most connected people I know, and I've always admired that about you. You're the most important person or people in my life, and I really trust your instincts, right? Especially if you're trying to introduce somebody to the business. Tracy, this would be a good one for you, right? Especially when you're introducing it to your family that have watched you in the past and people that you respect in your family, especially if they're well educated and they're very successful, right, in their business. I was thinking, who are the sharpest people I know? And I thought of you, right? So again, some of these words it might not sit right with you, but it might with some people, right? You are the most positive, energetic people I've ever met, right? That's always fun to say. You are so energetic. You are one of the most positive, energetic people I've ever met. I use that a lot. I said, oh my God, you have so much energy. I'd love to have you on my team. I use that a lot. And they go, what team? Right? That's what I said with Kamea. I said, oh my gosh. I said, I would love to have you on your team. You're so awesome. That's all I said. And she goes, what team? Right. And I just shared with her a little bit about Neolife, and boom, she came to Texas, right? 3 days later, right? Who knows, right?
Me too.
Right. I did. That's true, actually, Tracy. I actually kept telling you I'd love to have you on my team, right? But I said it a lot. Like it was over a few months before you said yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Right?
Several
Like
months.
yeah, several months. I said, I want to have you on my team. I said, you'll be so awesome. Everybody will just love you and you're going to love everybody on our team. And anyways, yeah. So that was one of the reasons, or one of the ways I got Tracy to take a look, right? Some people are very closed-minded, which limits their opportunities, but I've always admired the fact. I've always admired the fact, where is it here? Sorry, I lost my train when I admire the fact that you're open to looking at new things, right? Some people are very closed-minded, which limits their opportunities, but I've always admired the fact that you're open to looking at new things, right?
Has
Again,
some passive aggressiveness on that though. Like
yeah.
starts off with a little, some people are closed-minded, but I'm glad you're not one of them.
Yeah. And again, that line might just fit with somebody in your life, right? You don't know, right? You just got to think, what person can I use that line on, right? So yeah, it's kind of cool. Okay. I need someone to find the holes in something I'm looking at, and absolutely nothing gets past you. Right? That's someone, if you know somebody that knows a lot, especially about nutrition, or knows a lot about direct sales, right? That's a good one too, because you're really just saying, hey, you know what? I'd love you to check this out to see if there's anything wrong. And will they find anything wrong? Probably not, right? So it's kind of cool. You're one of the most health conscious or technology savvy, or fashion or beauty conscious, or wellness minded, financially intelligent, whichever way you're going to try to grasp them, people I know. I've always respected that about you. Compliment, right? Especially if you really, again, these are true compliments, okay? So you need to find something that you really admire about that person, because people like to be like appreciated or looked at like, hey, you know what? I really respect you and admire what you've done with your life, right? Okay. For as long as I've known you, I thought you were the best at what you do. Right? So that's another compliment, right? Okay. For your cold market prospects, you've given me the best service I've ever received or I've had. And I've used that a lot. I always say, you know what? I said, you must love what you do. You were so awesome. especially when it comes to serving waitresses, or even at the cash, right? So yeah, compliment. You're super sharp. Can ask you what you do for a living. Okay. You've made whatever a fantastic experience. Okay. Especially if you're doing something social at an event or. Okay. So now we're going to talk about some of the direct approach scripts. Most people use the direct approach for all of their prospects. It usually goes something like this. I found a way for you to get rich. Let me tell you about it. Blah, 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 right? Is that a way? I don't think so. Come on. Who's going to get excited about that unless they're, talking to a millionaire, right? Okay. Now, this doesn't mean the direct approach doesn't work. It does. Just remember that it should be reserved for people who know and respect you and for people who know you are searching for something better. Okay. So when you told me you hated your job, you need more money, you wanted to find a new home, right? Or when you told me that, you were just not liking your shift work, or when you told me you were missing your kids, or when you told me, that you're really struggling, to pay your bills at the end of the month, right? So this is where, like wait for the answer, right? Were you serious or were you just kidding around? Like, did you really mean it? Do you really hate your job? What do you mean by that? Like, why don't you like your job? Find out why. Ask them more questions. Okay. Great. I think I found a way for you to, whatever it be, solve the problem, make it happen, earn additional income. Maybe one day, building something where you can leave your job. I think I found a way for us to really boost our cash flow. Okay. I found something you really need to see. Right? I found something you really need to see. And that's what I said to Alina. I said, you know what? This may be a fit for you. Be great if you can jump on 8 o'clock tonight just to check it out and see. Come and listen in to see if it's a fit for you. Okay. I'm launching a new business and I really want you to take a look at it. When I thought of people who could make an absolute fortune with the business I found, I thought of you. So again, I think you got to really think of the person that you're, saying that line to. Got to be really comfortable with that one. If I told you there was a way to increase your cash flow without jeopardizing what you're doing right now, would you be interested? Right? So some people aren't ready to leave their jobs, right? Or, they know that they have to stay there until, right? If I told you there was a way to increase your flash, oh, hang on. Sorry. I teamed up with a company that's opening or expanding in the area. And then what I said to Alina, I said, I'm really looking at expanding in this area. I'd love for you to take a look. I'd love for you to be on my team. Okay. I found something exciting, and you're one of the very first people I wanted to get in touch with about it. When I thought of quality people that I'd really enjoy working with, I thought of you. Would you be open to hearing what I'm doing? Let me ask you something. Would you be open to diversifying your income? Let me ask you, off the record question. If there were a business you could start working part-time from home that could replace your full-time income, would that interest you? As you know, I've been, okay, I'm just, I think, insert, oh yes, as you know, I've been I'm just trying to think here, negative factors. I've decided to diversify my income. Love to share it with you. Okay, so that would be kind of like me, as you know, I left my police career that I wasn't really happy with. And, after considering my options, I've identified the very best way to make it happen. And I'd love to share it with you. Right. So that's kind of my situation where I could say, you know what, I started something and I wasn't really happy with my police career. And I decided to give this a try, and it worked. Over time, I was able to leave my police career, right? So again, just depends on where you're at. I found an exciting business, and together I think we could do something special. 1 + 1 might add up to 10, or this is the call or conversation you've been waiting for your entire life. Yeah, that's Eric's style. Right? So again, this depends on your style and your personality, right? Approach for cold market. Have you ever thought of diversifying your income? Do you keep your career options open? Do you plan on doing what you're doing now for the rest of your career? And then the indirect approach, when best used when you're just started, and it's simply asking people for their help, input, or guidance. So some of the newer people, right? I've just started a new business. I'm scared to death. Before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practiced on you? Actually, a few people have done that, just where they start practicing, like using when we used to have the flip charts, or the PowerPoint presentation, or even do a catalog presentation. This would be great practice, right? I'm thinking about getting started with the business. I can run from my home. Would you help me check it out and see if it's for real? Okay. It's funny because that's where I was, right? I was thinking of, I drove to Nashville to check it out. I said to Flo, I said, look, we got to find out more about this. Let's go check it out, right? Okay. I found a business I'm really excited about. But what do I know? You have so much experience. If I made it easy for you, would you look at it with me and let me know if you think I'm making the right move? Again, asking for approval or advice, or especially if it's somebody that you respect and like, wow, or they really respect you and they look upon you. You're like, whoa, okay. They're like, wow, she's asking me for my opinion, right? Okay. A friend told me the best thing I could do when starting a business is to have people I trust and respect take a look at it with me and give me their opinion and some guidance. Would you be willing to do that for me if I made it super simple? Okay, I've started a business and really need someone to help me poke holes in it. Since nothing gets past you, would you be willing to examine it for me? Again, just another approach. Is this helpful a little bit? Some of the words, like I said, I'm gonna send you this, so this way, oops, where'd it go? Come on. My arrow's not working anymore. Here we go. Okay. Where am I now? So now when you're actually doing the inviting, here we go. Okay. If I would you, right? Just try to get into that into your head. If I would you, right? If I give you a link to a video that laid out all the information in a very professional way, would you watch it? If I gave you a brochure or something, some printed material, would you review it? If I gave you a link to a website with the complete presentation, would you check it out? Ask them, if I would you, okay? But it's also important to ask them how soon they would watch it and a good time to follow up, and make sure you get their phone number. And I watched Shelly do this at a show on Sunday. She actually scheduled a call right then and there in their phone. So here, what time would be good for me to call? Great. Can you put that in your phone? And then she put in the calendar. She got them to put it in the calendar. And then she texted them and said, hey, I'm looking forward to our call tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And they got the text, and she saw the ping to make sure the cell phone was written down, typed correctly in her phone. Okay. So schedule that follow-up call and ask them, hey, you know what? How soon can you watch it? Tomorrow? Okay. When would be a good time for me to maybe give you a call and we can touch base just to see if you have any questions after you reviewed the video? Okay. I did that with somebody the other day, father and son. They were working outdoors, fixing somebody's driveway. And the dad walked over to me and said, what's this sample thing about on my car? So I gave him a sample, but then I saw his son, who was like, I could tell he was late 20s. His dad must have been in his 70s. And I said, what about your son over there? I said, he looks kind of hot. Like in the heat, he was all sweaty, right? And he goes, yeah, come, right? So anyways, that's how the conversation started. So then I asked him how old he was and what school he went to. And he went to the same high school as Jack, and he was Jack's age, but he didn't know Jack. I said, well, Jack played basketball, and he didn't play basketball. So I was trying to find some kind of way to, to get on his island. So anyways, I find he's married, he has 2 kids. And then I asked him, I said, would you be open to looking at a side gig? I said, my sons are making money selling this energy drink. And he goes, yeah. He goes, send me the link. And I said, how soon can you watch it? He goes, well, I'm really busy. He goes, I also have 2 other businesses of my own. I'm just helping my dad with this one. So he's very busy. And I said, well, you know what? The good thing is busy people do really well in this business. I said, you would do awesome. So anyways, I did text him. We connected. He watched the video. I invited him and his wife to come on tonight. He said he would. So let's see, right? So you just never know, right? So I asked him, if I would you, right? Okay. Confirmation, confirm the time commitment, right? If they tell you they'll watch the video Tuesday night, your response should be, so if I call you Wednesday morning, you'll have watched it for sure, right? Okay. If they say, I'll review the brochure by Thursday morning, your response should be, so if I call you sometime on Thursday, you'll have reviewed it for sure, right? Get them to make that commitment, okay? And then they'll feel obligated. It's like, oh no, I told this person I was going to look at it, so I better look at it because we're going to be touching base, right? At some time on Thursday, right? So if I call you on July the 2nd, you'll have watched it for sure, right? So I would go the key to step 6. If they've now said 3 times that they'll follow through, and this isn't the appointment that you've set. It's an appointment they've set, right? So if they say yes, I will have watched it. But I would go further and make that appointment right then and there for the follow-up call. What is the best number and time for me to call, right? That's now 4 times. You've given them 4 chances. You're getting them that final confirmation. So it says here, now that they've said yes 4 times, the chances they'll follow through have increased from less than 10% to more than 80%. So that's huge, right? That percentage from 10% to 80%. Remember, you're in a hurry. The best thing to say is, great, we'll talk then. I got to run. Okay. So, and then there's a bunch of different examples that he's put together on here. So like I said, I'll forward all this to you guys. We can have maybe some conversations around this. And then there's different scripts to your story, products and services. I know, I found it really, really helpful. So I'll stop sharing now. Maybe we can have a conversation around some of this. And if anybody has any examples or conversations that they've had. And Joan, you've been talking to a lot of people. Have you been making like follow-up appointments right away, or setting up calls, or like, what have you been doing? Because you've been talking to a few people. And Sean, you too.
In terms of connecting, was it yesterday? We're at the booth with the steel pan music, and there's this guy who had a booth there, and he had 3 little kids with him. And he was such an amazing dad. And we all complimented him. He was amazing. So we sort of hung out a bit. We bought some stuff from him. And so in the end, he might come on tonight. He's a busy guy.
Oh, good.
So yeah, So I just like to connect and see where it goes,
Yeah.
I don't have a set agenda. If it doesn't go there, I don't push it, kind of thing,
Right.
You don't force it, but you kind of
Yeah.
guide it along, and it works well. There's one guy I met, I was at a roti shop.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and you try to engage, and you see, first you start the engagement. So what had happened? So the lady asked me, so are you eating in or taking it out? And I said, well, I'd love to eat it in, but there's no room in here, right? And the guy said, oh, there's a seat, just, it's just empty. And I said, well, it's right in front of the line. And it's like, everybody's going to watch you eating, kind of thing. So we started chatting, and I noticed there was a brace on his leg. So I waited till he got up the line, and I said, oh, so what's wrong with your leg? And he started chatting, and he gave me a hug at the end too. This is a strange.
See?
So I did give him an energy drink. I called him yesterday. He was on a call. And so I said, he said, you can text me tomorrow. So I haven't done it as yet, but those type of things I like to engage where, some engagement, so you can have a chance to talk to them, right? Those are the things that I do. Yeah.
Anybody else? Any other little scripts? Yes, Pauline, you can unmute yourself, hon.
Well, I did just about the same thing like Joan. I invited, I was personally Joan's friend come to her house. I invited an 88-year-old woman to come to my house. And she doesn't have a TV, no computer. To show her, introduce the Near Life and show the Tuesday night presentation. She enjoyed it. So 2 days after she came back to our house, she's going to join. And she did join. She bought some products. But the beautiful thing is she got the new magazine, and she's just reading it and enjoying it. She just loves it. She was teaching me. She was teaching me. It was hilarious. Yes, it was hilarious. Yes.
Very nice.
She was teaching me. So that was very nice of her. So she's really a good 88-year-old trooper. Also, we have to order stuff for her because she doesn't have a computer or something. We order it, no problem. Yes, yeah. And she loves her salmon oil. She loves her salmon oil. She believes in it. So that was good. Yes.
Any other examples of connecting with strangers and asking them to take a look, or if I would you?
I did that today, not a stranger though. Sorry, Tracy, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I was just going to say, I haven't tried it, but definitely it is something that I've taught even in sales. The best way to break down barriers to actually compliment someone, and it has to be genuine. And an easy icebreaker for any kind of conversation is just simply complimenting them on, we do it all the time. Like you'll be standing in a line, you're like, oh, I like those shoes. Well, then go over and say you like those shoes. And I remember teaching that to my husband when we had a store, we had a retail store, and he's never done retail. He's never done sales. He shakes at the knees, and we had a beauty salon. And by the end, and I told him, I said, just be genuinely compliment. If you see someone walk in and you like their sweater, you like their hair, you like their shoes, whatever, like just genuinely. And honestly, he became such a good salesperson just by breaking down the barriers. Because once you give a compliment to someone, you automatically broke down the barriers and you found commonality. Like, oh, you like my shoes, man, we must have good taste, right? So it just really makes the conversation go super easy when you pay a genuine compliment. It has to be genuine. Genuine compliments will start conversation and go into what else do you have in common?
That's right. Sean, you're going to say something?
I was just going to say, like, I haven't found a lot of success in talking, like, just to people in general. Like, I've talked to people in the grocery store and then I followed up with them, and I haven't had like a lot of success with that. I enjoy doing it though, because I like talking to people. So I'm not going to stop doing that. I just don't think I've found the right, maybe, things to say and whatever, but I do find success when I, at work, this is recorded, right? I don't do this at work. I talked to someone today that has a number of health concerns, and I invited her tonight, but she's working late. And so while you were going through the presentation, I was paying attention, but that's, Eric Worre's book. So I'm familiar with what you were saying. I'm happy that we're going to get a copy of that though, because
Mhm.
I listened to it audio, so it's hard to kind of have that visual. So that's nice. But so I gave her a bunch of samples, and then I sent her the recording that you had sent me, like one of the better recordings of the Tuesday nights. And
Yep.
so I always do that if I would you. So if I'm going to send you something, when are you going to be able to look at it? And same with the girl I talked to on the way home. Here was a cold sort of thing. It was Annie's dance teacher who posted on Facebook that she needed some extra money. And so she needed to replace some income. So I'm like, oh, hey. And I just like messaged her, and then she's like, yeah, I'd love to, blah, 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 blah. But like next week, because she picked up some work for this week. So we're going to talk to her next Monday night, Nada.
But
And
you did say, would you be open to looking at what I'm doing now?
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is
Yep.
great. Would you open to looking at what I'm doing now? Right?
Yep. Yeah. Because I took the script from boards.
Oh, yes.
Yes, the level
Okay.
2, which I'm so happy I figured out how to find. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, Alan. Like that, the consistency stuff and the scripts and stuff. So that was really helpful because I copied it, but then I like made it my own personality with it. But it
Right.
was really good about, I would love for you to see what I'm doing as my side gig, whatever. And then she was like, yeah, I'd love to figure out what's going on. So I'm like, hey, so that worked out. And then the other girl from today, she's interested because of whatever, she's got some health concerns. And so I just sent it to her and said, when do you think you're going to be able to watch this? Because we'll set up a Q&A after. So
Excellent. And just remember, everybody I talk to doesn't say yes, guys.
mhm.
Okay. Like I'm sharing the ones that did say yes. There's a lot of in-betweens there where I never hear from people. They don't answer my texts. They're completely ghost me. Okay. So
Yeah.
there's nothing like, honestly, I'm not, that's why I wanted to let you know, it's a numbers game. I
You know
get
what I
way
find?
way more no's than yeses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
But
I
when I
find
do get
interesting is when, sorry, Nada.
It's okay.
I
Go
find
ahead.
it interesting when someone is in this type of a business and it's a completely different kind of product and I met someone up north at the booth, talked to her. She was doing like essential oils or whatever, gave her some samples, did this whole thing. I'm like, okay, yeah, for sure. Connect with me. So up north, here I am working harder up north than I ever have, just saying, like, what is happening? And so I'm doing this thing and I'm like, she doesn't answer me. So then I email her. I'm like, oh, hey, just wondering if you have and then she's like, oh yeah, they have a hobby farm. They had some calves give birth or whatever. And so busy and so tired. I'm like, well, the samples I gave you are going to be just what you need. And then nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see you at the market in August. I'm gonna bring Nada around and ever.
Yeah. And remember, sometimes it takes how many times, how many touches,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes they never come around, right? So it really is a numbers game. It's how many people you put in that funnel, and eventually they kind of start to squeeze out and come through.
I like also how Alan says, finish with a question. So in every sentence, like always finish with a question. So you kind of leave it back in their court. Like maybe you could go back to her or, and see you back in August when you see her in August. When you say, oh, that energy drink would have been really great for you, let me know when you have it. Like finish off with that question, and it almost kind of linger. That it's funny, a question will linger in your head. We're women too. We think things a little bit we overthink things. So if someone leaves a question in your head and you didn't answer it, you'll think about it another time. I think that happened to me not too long ago. Actually, I think Nada, you did that. That's good. You did that with me. And you know what? That's exactly, you know what it was? I know what it was. The videos that you sent. So you sent me a couple of videos And you finish it off with, I would really like to know your opinion on these ones. Let me know when you see them. The last two, and I still thought about that question you had because I didn't answer you. So that question lingered in my head. And then I was actually just thinking about someone that I forwarded those to. And okay, I got to follow up with her, and I'll follow it up with a question. Ask that question. Did you have a chance to review the video?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Another thing I wanted to share with you, Leonie had a one-on-one with Ashley about our booths and our follow-ups. She said, the worst thing we're doing at our follow-ups is sending emails with videos and PDFs and information right away. And we're like, what do you mean? She's like, the first thing you need to do is when you're at that booth and they fill out that form, they tick off all the stuff that they want information on. And we did this on Sunday with Kamea and Shelley. We said, okay, I see you have all this stuff, whatever, headaches, arthritis. You know, it would be a really good idea. Would you be okay if we scheduled a quick call? And maybe we can go over some of the stuff that you've clicked off. When would be a good time for us to connect on the phone? And they scheduled a phone call, and I think Shelley scheduled 5 phone calls this week with 5 people that came to the booth. They said, yeah, no, can you please call me, whether it be after work, whether it be on the lunch break, but she scheduled a phone call. So what Ashley says to do is make that phone call, connect on the phone, ask questions, become a friend, find out about their family, their kids, their job, their life. What are they looking for? How serious are they about making changes? Then you can say, well, if there was, I know you listed all of these things that you would like to improve in your health. Give me the top 2. What would be the top 2? So I did that with someone the other day, and someone said, well, my weight and my joint pain. I said, great. I said, well, then I will send you a video that I've done on the weight loss system, because sometimes even losing weight will help alleviate some of the joint pain. And then maybe we can consider adding, the extra fish oil. But we scheduled the call first. And then I sent the video, because after them hearing your voice and having that conversation, Ashley said they need to hear your heart. They need to feel that you truly care, not just send. And guys, we've been doing this. I've been doing booths for years, and I've been sending information, then following up, texting. And, Leonie's like, why aren't these people getting back to us? They seemed interested at the booth. They wanted information, but we didn't connect to their heart again. So let's try that. Next time we have an event or a booth, or you meet somebody, okay, before sending them information, set up a call. Set up a phone call. And if you need that 3-way chat with me or your upline, do it. Just say, you know what? Like for example, Francis, if we were to do a booth again, you were to schedule a call with someone to say, you know what, I would love my mentor Nada to be in on this call, and maybe we can, we can answer some of the questions. We can go through some of the stuff that you've ticked off, and then we can make a decision on what information we should be sending you. And we can set up that 3-way chat.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because usually the people I send stuff to never get back to me. I always have to phone them. And they're very friendly on the phone when you talk to them, but it's like you send them all this information and they're not getting back to you, and you're wondering, why did they not?
Right.
Are they seem so interested at the
time,
booth.
right? Right.
Yeah.
So finish off the conversation at the booth, rather than I'm going to send you information. Just say, I see you've ticked off a lot of things here. I would love to connect with you over the phone, where we can maybe talk about some of these things to see where would be the best place to start. And then, once we decide, then I'll send you some information. Maybe we can look at some videos. But are you okay for us to connect? And it's funny, because for people that say, oh no, I don't want to give you my cell phone, just email me. Guess what? what are the chances? Like, I've never had anybody, I shouldn't say never, maybe one person, right, that I've just had their emailed them information and they got started. Maybe one. So the percentage of that happening is very low. Okay. So you want to set up a call, you want to set up a conversation so you get a feel for who they are, and you'll know, you get a feel if they're really serious about making changes and willing to make that purchase and get started to change their life. Because it is an investment, guys, right? Whether it be $3 a day or $10 a day, right? It's a commitment, but they need to believe you. They need to trust you, and having that conversation, I think initially makes sense. And that Ashley said, hands down, don't just send off information, right? Now, there's a couple of people that Shelley did talk to that said, no, I would prefer you to send me. I'm a reader. I love science. Please send me the information. I will take a look at it. She did have 2 people say that at the booth. If they're adamant, then you're not going to say, no, I'm not going to send you information, right? But if they come out and say, no, I don't want a phone call, I really want you to send me information, well, that's the way maybe they operate. But most people, you should really, really make an effort and try to set up that phone chat. Okay. Makes sense.
Mhm.
Anybody else?
Great,
And that even goes when you're meeting people, right? Sorry, Tracy, go ahead.
great tips. Great tips. No, it's
Right.
good. It's good tips on. And if you do have to send an email, one little tip that I just kind of looked at was the subject line is really important. So what you put in the subject line could really make or break if someone's going to even read it. And one little thing that you could do, like if you are sending too much information, you could also send it like a text to follow up and say, oh my gosh, I probably like bombarded you with so much information. Why don't you tell me what you would prefer to see? And let me just send you, like, talk to you about that one thing, because I probably information overload.
Mhm.
Or yeah, like, so just like follow up on the information overload that you sent, and let me try to sort through that for you.
That's a good idea. So maybe Francis can even do that. And those of you that did some shows recently, just say, oh my gosh, I just realized I sent you an email with so many different links. You probably don't even know where to start.
Mhm.
Would you be open to having a quick phone call with my mentor, Nada? And maybe we can go over some of the stuff, and then we can decide what would be best for you to watch first.
Hmm.
Right? We're not giving up on those people, Francis. I'm just saying that we might have had better success and more people connecting with if we would have done it that way. That, hey, you know what? Let's
Mhm.
connect on the phone. What time of the day works best for you? Schedule the call right then and there. Put in your phone. Get them to put in their calendar. And so I'm really looking forward to talking to you on Tuesday at 7:00 or Wednesday at 7:00.
Mhm.
Okay. And you have to remember, make sure you put it in your calendar and make sure you don't forget about them. Right? Because that could be very easy to do.
Yeah.
Right. Make sure you have a little alarm on your phone, or you check your, especially if you're starting to do that now, because I'm finding that I'm scheduling calls like throughout the day, and I have to look at my calendar. Oh yeah, this today, this time, right? You got to make sure you're on top of it, right? Okay.
I have a question, comment.
Yeah. Yes.
Today it was raining here, beautiful thunderstorm and everything. I'm sure you all experienced it too. And I got up my no longer new, but since they've just changed the Aloe Vera Plus, so we'll be getting a new magazine or a catalog. So I was looking through the catalog, and it's a new one, new to me. And I just thought it was fascinating. I mean, I like looking in catalogs and things like that. And then Pauline said something about one of her new clients was happy to look at the catalog, and I haven't been using that a lot, and it makes me tempted to. So here's my question: do you think it's worthwhile sometimes to offer, like when you're helping someone with their order, to suggest to them that they get a catalog, because they might be paper readers, they don't want to look at videos, they don't want to hear you blah 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 either, but they might look at the catalog and say, wow, there's a lot of stuff at Neolife. because they're only
Yeah.
buying vitamin D, right? So I just
Yeah.
thought, it's only
You
$4.
got me, Nada.
Yeah, that's how I got Tracy. I do buy a lot of catalogs and I do give them away, but
them
I
away?
qualify people.
Yeah.
I knew that Tracy would love that catalog.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do
know
qualify
that.
people.
Yeah.
Yes. So that catalog, I don't just not just randomly, but to people that you know would really love it, you qualify them and you give it to them. Absolutely.
I carry it with me. I like,
Well, yeah, that's
Period.
great to do that because you never know
Yeah.
who you're gonna run into, where. and
yeah.
Can you sit down with them and have coffee and look through the
Yeah,
magazine?
yes, yeah.
And
I
it
know what-
dawns
Anyways-
on you, you could just go to your phone and you could like go to your site and you could show them.
Yeah.
So I still have a little bit of old school in me. I like the catalog, but you know what?
Yes.
Yeah, if you go on your website, you can show them just as easily with even more information.
Isn't that different than the welcome kit though? Didn't we all get that welcome catalog? Is that the
Yep.
same thing
Yeah.
you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they'll get a catalog when they sign
Like
on.
everybody gets one.
Yeah.
When they
They need
sign
to
up.
refer to it a little more because I wonder where they put it, that they've never looked through.
Some of the old promoters,
You could order them.
don't have those catalogs, right? The older promoters, like Pauline didn't have one, right? But it's
Oh,
in,
right.
Okay, right.
I have one last tip. Looking for places to give value to people when you're connecting, right? And mine again, just a quick one is I saw some ladies looking at, they were making this big roti and they're, looking at it, and I offered her a piece of roti and I explained, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to give value and see where it goes. It didn't go anywhere, right? But you give value and it could continue a conversation. So that's my tip, giving value.
Excellent. And I just want to, well, Sharma, I just want to make sure that is you because it says Zoom user. Is that you? Oh, you got to unmute. I just want to, I don't know if everybody's met Sharma, but that's the in-home that we did with Eulalie. Where is she? Did we lose her?
Well, she's Zoom user. Her picture's
I
gone.
think
but her-
she stopped her video instead of
Oh, okay.
unmuting.
Anyways, just great news. After that event, I said to her, I said, you got to come to Summit. And guess what? She's coming to Summit. She's sharing a room with Luz. Yeah. And then her daughter signed up as a promoter a few days after. So I just want to welcome Sharma because I know she's just been kind of silent in the background, but it's very exciting. Yuli, I know you're excited to have your team growing and expanding. And I wish we could see you, Sharma, but that's okay. I know you're probably having some challenges there with your computer, but I just wanted everybody to say hello and to welcome you. So I'm going to stop the recording because we have to head over to the other side soon, but give me 1 second. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope this was helpful, even though with a few technical challenges.
Oh, that wouldn't be, no, that
Mama's
was-
interruption.